Oh, dude,
it just brought up another
it's hot
thing.
out.
Yeah, it's way too hot.
It's getting hotter.
It's ungodly. It's ungodly how hot it is.
How cool. Well, we're starting.
Yeah.
I'm Dan, and you're Marcus.
Yeah.
And Marcus brought Ninja Turtle cards, which we're gonna open.
Yeah,
at some point.
Yeah, we've had a lot happen in the past or week or so or whatever since the last time we recorded. So I both went to a flea market and shopped around.
Yeah,
and then also opened a table at the flea market. It's a market, but it's not like the stock market. It's like it's if this was a stock market, it would be Hollywood video stocks. I don't know if you remember. It would just be a bunch of people selling
Tower Records,
Records. Yeah, Virgin Megastore stock. Yeah. But
coconuts.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's so funny. I almost want to see if some of those brands are still existing and see if I can
definitely don't. They definitely do. I mean, the media that they sold doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's weird because records are back. Like, records are back with a fucking vengeance.
Have you ever listened to a record? Like, you yourself as, like, someone who has access to digital music?
Yeah.
Isn't it... You listen to it and you're like, it does that cool scratchy noise in the beginning. And you go, wow, this is going to be amazing. And then it starts and everyone's like, the sound is pure and better and blah, blah, blah. And you listen to it and you go, I don't know, it sounds the same. But you realize I can't skip this song.
Yeah.
I can't fast forward, pause, rewind. You're just in there.
Yeah.
And I guess some people will be like, there's beauty in that, but I don't think so. I like to skip.
Yeah.
You can't
I find it funny that some of the women that are into records, they're into records and stuff. Yeah. But then at the same time, they're like, well, I'm on 5 minutes into a date. If it's bad, I'm gone. Okay, well then fucking adopt that policy with your dating life.
Listen to my whole album. You'll
yeah,
get
exactly. You haven't even got to my B-side yet. You know, like fucking.
You gotta hear me live.
Yeah,
I'm really got this thing.
You gotta really fuck me under a tube amp. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So speaking of stock market, I don't know shit about stocks.
I can teach you how to invest right now.
Yeah, I seriously.
You laugh, but I can.
Was that?
I can teach you how to invest.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely.
People don't know what they're doing.
I don't know shit about
it. Complicate it.
I find it funny. A couple of things have come to my attention that are just mind-boggling. First of all, I don't know if you know this. I posted about it several times. I actually bought pizza at the same place. Okay, so the first ever purchase using Bitcoin was here in Jacksonville.
Oh yeah,
here in Jacksonville. It's at the Papa John's location on like St. John's Bluff and Atlantic Boulevard.
Is that the guy who bought those two pizzas
for I shit you not, it was like 41,000 Bitcoin or something like that.
Is that the infamous picture of the guy with his kids with the two pizzas?
Yes,
that's in Jacksonville.
That's in Jacksonville. They have a plaque.
No way.
Near my fucking house. It's there. Yeah, it's near
my house. I didn't know that.
I'll show you the picture. I
love Jacksonville.
Oh, dude, yes. I got the picture. We have to show it or whatever. So I just looked up the evaluation of how much Bitcoin used to buy the two pizzas. I made the same purchase, by the way. I bought two pizzas at that same Papa John's. The evaluation at the time was he bought I forgot, like 41,000 or something like Bitcoin. It came out to roughly $40. He bought two pizzas for $40, like $20 a pop. It's like, Supreme or Pizza or something, like a specialty pizza.
Yeah,
two specialty pizzas. Now that those 41,000 Bitcoin in today's money, if he held on to those, didn't buy those pizzas, $750 million. 750 million. No, 600.
And it's Papa John's the worst of the chain.
And I posted that, and someone goes, they looked up the evaluation of how much Papa John's is worth.
Yeah,
he could have bought half of Papa John's whole enterprise.
Everything? Wow.
Yeah, because I was just joking, like, he could have bought that whole strip mall, that mini mall that Papa John's resides in.
But it's like,
he could have bought half of the company of all the Papa John's that exist.
Did you ever hear the story about the guy who he had like some kind of that equivalent of Bitcoin on a hard drive, and he hired people like to go. He was like sure it was like in this one landfill.
Yeah.
And he hired people to like dig in the landfill trying to find this hard drive.
Oh my
Could you imagine the torment of being like, or if you just like forgot a password? I was having trouble logging into my stupid phone just now because I forgot my Apple password.
See, I don't
my
know.
Apple password is
Yeah.
but I was like, man, could you imagine? That's got to be an awful feeling. But yeah, the stock market.
It's the Bitcoin thing. I've talked about in episodes past about a guy I worked with at the mall security that was like into Bitcoin, and in the early days, I'm talking like same time frame as that Papa John's pizza, and it was like, hey man, just like we're gonna buy like $200 worth, and I forgot what it was at the time. It was like dollars worth, only a couple bucks.
Yeah, or cents or whatever.
He wanted us to buy like $250 worth of it, like. And I was like, Bitcoin, I don't understand it. And I didn't. This was like 2010. Now, since we've talked about it before, it's like, who knows if I would even held on to it for that long?
Right.
Because I know me, it would have got up to like $250,000 worth, and I'd have probably sold. And then
the way you make money in investing, I think for the average person, beyond like you don't even have to read anything about technical anything.
Yeah.
Bad news. You didn't like if you have a good company like Amazon or whatever, and they have some kind of news headline, and they're like the Jeff Bezos took his dick out at a party and put it, and they're like Amazon stock went down 20%, and you're like Amazon's not going anywhere. This doesn't matter. This is nothing about the company. It's just like bad PR.
Yeah.
This happens for a lot of things like Facebook. Said we're gonna make the multiverse, whatever, and everyone was like, "No, we hate that. Fuck you." Yeah. And their stock dropped from like 400 to like 88.
Oh shit,
dollars a share, which was way undervalued.
Yeah,
and everyone was like, "This company's dead. Fuck them. They're never, Facebook's done." And yeah, that's a perfect scenario. If you have any kind of like insight into a company like that, you go. This is insane. It's a third of the value that they make in like, quarterly, whatever.
Is that what insider trading is and shit?
No, insider trading is like, let's say Facebook is like, let's say someone owned a lot of Facebook and they found out the government's going to ban it, right? So
like
their
TikTok,
stock's going to get
like TikTok shit.
Like TikTok, yeah.
Okay.
Which, let's hope they don't ban TikTok because what's my wife going to do?
Yeah.
But let's say they were going to ban it and they were like, it's going to happen like this Friday.
Yeah.
And that was like from the government. And that person told a private person who owned a lot of shares, like, dude, sell all your shares tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
Because Friday it's going to get banned. You're just going to drop to nothing. And the next day they go, okay, thank you. They sell all their shares. If they could prove that connection, like you were given insider information, because the general public, you don't know.
Okay.
You don't know.
So that's like how the movie Wall Street. One of the plot points in the movie Wall Street.
Yeah.
Insider trading and shit like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of dirty shit. Like
that's what got Gecko into jail, right?
Congress is infamous. People like follow Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. People
I think Nancy Pelosi owns a bunch of Nvidia stock.
She returns like 70% a year, which is like 10x the average. Because of insider trading. Yeah. Like Nvidia. Yeah. Back
Speaking
when
of
it was
Nvidia, you said you owned some Nvidia.
Yeah, I bought it back.
How many stocks did you have owned?
Oh, I only owned like 20 shares, and I owned it from like $160 to like whatever. I didn't even made a little bit.
Yeah.
But but I discovered the company and believed in the company along many years. Not many years ago, like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're great. They're great. But
they're right now they're killing it because they're they provide a lot of the tech for these like all these like self-propulsion vehicles and stuff like that, and then they also have the technology for AI, and that's really where they're shooting up. I didn't realize that. I didn't know that. But
they
AI
do like simulation stuff.
Yeah, they have a lot of tech for like basically the technology of the future. They own a lot of the patents and stuff. And I had no clue. I never even heard that company. NVIDIA. It sounded like NVIDIA just sounded like I thought it was like a knockoff Dell company, like a laptops.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
No, they're NVIDIA means envy, and Jensen Huang. I think that's how he's Jensen. He wears a leather jacket and he's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a really good company. They're like, this is not funny.
Yeah. No, I mean, so that's the world that like people really make money. I live in a world of a market, the flea market.
Flea market.
And so that's like my grift. That's like I know how to shop at a flea market. I know how to sell at a flea market.
Yeah. What's the how do you attract someone to your table?
First of all, if you're
free chili sign up.
No, so if I get a table, it's usually I'm not selling like wholesale stuff. I'm not selling packaged anything from China, none of that stuff, because they have rows for that. They have like separate rows for that. I'm in the back row, and that is where it's basically the equivalent of everyone. Every table is a yard sale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
But the trick is, for me, this is worked for me, is if you're opening a table at a flea market, you want to make your table look presentable. So they'll like when I go there, they give me a space and they provide me one wooden table, and it's usually colored blue or brown, right? It looks like shit. So fuck that. So I put a nice little tablecloth on it, nice little sheet or something like that.
Tablecloth.
And then sometimes I put like I have racks and stuff, clothing racks or whatever, and you just make it look like a retail space.
Yeah,
and then also realize they're coming to the flea market for a deal. All right. Most of these idiots are here for life. They're lifers,
Yeah.
I'm here every so often to sell stuff, and I'm here to get.
Do you
rid
pay
of
to get a table?
You pay to get a table, and my goal every time I get a table is whatever the cost, I get that back plus some. So it break even at
how much is it for a table?
Depends on what size table.
And is there like premium real estate? Can you get a corner lot? And it's
yeah,
more money?
You can. Well, those lifer guys, they get those
somewhere
spots.
You could avoid some afternoon sun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Jesus Christ. I did one recently, and it was 97 with 101 heat index, 100% humidity.
So I genuinely didn't. I meant to come to you, but I was drinking and floating in the pool and listening to an Eckhart Tolle book.
Dude, you totally made the right decision.
And then I got out. And it was 4 o'clock.
I did make some money. I had some people come by. Friends like Chris Buck came by.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he was also looking around for stuff too. But like, and that's happened to you.
A roommate.
Usually, I announce like, hey, like I'll go in my Instagram stories. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be at this flea market, this table, row D, whatever, from this time to this time.
Yeah,
I have people come by. Stop by. A lot of times they'll be like, "Hey, you want a drink?" Because they'll see me fucking sweating,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's I have like
I'm totally down to come by.
Yeah, it's and one time actually I had my table and Chris Buck needed to sell some stuff, and he came and he brought his stuff. He brought a couple things, and one of the things was a fucking banjo he was selling. And there was a girl that was looking for a banjo, and she looked at the banjo, and she said the banjo reminded her of her grandpa who had passed away very recently or whatever. And she negotiated a deal with Buck, and he sold his fucking banjo at the flea market. Wow. Didn't pay any. He threw me a couple bucks, but he just showed up with some stuff. I'm like, I have a table.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And so like basically my thing is, this is why I like comparatively, if you'll see other people making sales intermittently, but like comparatively to them, I'm crushing it. And that's because I bring only stuff for the most part, unless someone wants me to like essentially consign something for them.
Yeah.
I only sell stuff I'm trying to get rid of. So I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm selling at get rid of prices. So you're coming to a flea market, you're looking for a deal. I have pretty nice stuff. I'm getting rid of it. I want it off my table. I don't fucking want it anymore.
Yeah.
And so
making room.
So I play little games about the pricing. So like, let's say this is like a, I don't know, some mechanical thing or whatever. I paid $400 originally. Well, no one's paying that shit no more. Yeah. Right? I'm not gonna sell for $1. So I would be like, hey, $30. But I know mentally I'm willing to take 5 or 10.
Yeah.
And so, and I just all I do. That's all I do. I do bundles and stuff. And because I'm just trying to get the shit off my table.
Well, yeah, that works. I mean, yeah, you're like, buy these 2 things and then I'll throw in that or whatever. You know?
But then every once in a while you get these people and God damn it, they're the fucking.
You should do the balloon popping thing gimmick that I did it as a kid. Remember I told you about that?
Yeah.
Where you have a stick with balloons on and they pop them?
Yeah. I was even thinking about doing that and the grab bags.
Yeah.
Buy a grab
Mystery
bag.
Box.
Huh? Mystery box. Yeah.
Mystery box.
Yeah. I'm going to do it. I have so much more stuff. I got.
Dude, I bet you could open a table of all mystery boxes.
That's what I was going to do.
That would be sweet.
Honestly, I was going to do that. Just mystery boxes. This section $1 ones, this one's $5 ones, this one's like 10 because they're bigger, bigger items or whatever. Because you're trying to, your point is to draw people and you're trying to do something that's different than what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
And then also what's interesting, a lot of my first sales are the other tables. They'll see something sweet on my table that they want and they're like, oh, I think I can flip this. And they're always trying to make this like crazy profit. And it's like, that's why no one's buying your shit. Like, if I wanted to go and pay mall prices, I would go to a fucking mall.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other end is I love shopping at a flea market because I know how to negotiate and cut a deal. I know when to walk away from something. Mm-hmm. And some people don't like that. They don't want you to walk away.
Yeah.
So they're like, make a deal.
Or you feel obligated, like you talk to people and yeah.
Oh, God, it's weird. I don't like when people are like too on me. When I walk up, like, just give me it. Let me browse. Let me browse for a little bit before you go in for the sale. Like it's just
okay. So let's say, I could relate this. So let's say like the stock market's like if you had a booth or there was a booth at the flea market, and they sold what's something that you definitely know the price of, like a regular Nintendo, or like
Nintendo action figures, vintage action figures.
So let's say it was an action figure that is like worth $10.
Yeah.
But this guy, every weekend, his booth, and it was just a different price. And like some weekends, he was like, this action figure is $15. And, he's like, this is the best action figure, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And other people are like, do you see that action figure?
Yeah.
$15. That's great.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know, it's worth $10. I don't want to pay $15.
Yeah.
And then some weekends he comes and he goes, this action figure is $7. Like, I don't even want it. Like, nobody wants this. And people are like, ugh, that's the worst action figure ever. But you're like, this is worth $10 and they're selling it for $7, but everyone is saying this action figure is gross.
Yeah.
That's how you make money.
Goddamn. All right.
You just have to know how much.
You should have cold open with that.
I could edit that in.
Yeah.
I could move that to the stock thing.
But I only know about porno, so just
Jenna Jameson's tits are $20. Jenna Jameson, I'm so old.
Yeah. I
owned Brianna versus Jenna on DVD.
Oh my God.
Whew,
buddy. I actually talked about that on stage. I was like, dude, I'm old to the point where like all the porn stars that I still crank to are dead.
Like the young ones are dying a lot too.
Yeah, I'm just
porn stars just
spanking a ghost at this point. I'm just. I said every time I come, it should be like R.I.P. But one of my favorite things is like
turns into their. It's like a ghost.
Yeah. So one of my favorite things is like a savvy stockbroker or whatever is I love going to tables or yard sales even of people that are selling things that I know have a certain intrinsic value, and I know they don't know what they're selling. Yeah, and I play dumber. I play dumb. I'm like, how much is this pack of cards? And they're like, oh, everything on there is 25 cents. Like, okay, I'll just get this and this, and then I grab this too, and then I buy it, and then recently I got a fucking chainsaw. I got a chain. That's an electric chainsaw, but even this particular electric chainsaw,
planning to skin someone's ass raw.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Jacksonville.
Yeah, even this chainsaw was fucking. It was $20. And I know from looking up and everything like that, it's at least $80.
That's awesome.
And I never felt more manly walking away from the flea market than when I did with a chainsaw. Yes, it's corded. I don't give a shit. Like, but
that's awesome.
Yeah, and then I got a Joker action figure from 1989 from the Batman movie, the first one.
Oh wow.
And then I got this Ninja Turtle pack of cards. And
yeah, this thing is amazing.
It's unopened.
59 cents it says the price.
59 cents.
It says what year?
1989.
Tops 1989 Ninja Turtle cards.
So he had this in a stack of dog shit other cards and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I did that like koi thing. I'm like, how much are all these things? And they're like, oh, everything's a quarter. I'm like, okay. And I got like several packs of the dog shit other cards. They were like wet.
Yeah.
So they were useless. Threw them away. This thing's still sealed. There's nothing wrong. It's like flawless packaging. And so I walked away with this action figure, this pack of cards, a chainsaw, and 3 inches added to my penis because I never felt more like a man. It was
That's awesome. Well,
yeah.
you want to open it?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna record this shit, dude.
If you want to just turn your camera on, I'll hold it for you.
Yeah.
And you could.
All right, we good. Oh,
I like that.
I got it in fucking selfie mode like a weirdo. Video.
I like the.
Hit record. Let me know.
Okay.
All right. So here's the package, dude. It's fucking pristine. I mean, it's like vacuum sealed. It's like tight.
Show the front again.
Look at that. Fucking.
It's really cool.
It's cool. I mean, super nostalgic. Leonardo with his sword. It's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So and then you got it recorded.
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Here goes nothing. Oh, you can hear the memories.
Yeah, cards used to open like this.
Oh my god, dude. I can't.
It's amazing. It's like it's still the same.
I almost can't believe I'm opening it, but all right.
It's really cool.
And so this package has cards and there's a sticker that's supposed to come in it. So there's a sticker. It's
yeah, that was part of like a larger poster thing, right?
Yeah.
You would like put them together.
Oh, and then it's got Shredder on the back. Oh, it's a Shredder sticker. Look at that fucking vintage
cool.
Shredder sticker. And then that's part of probably Shellraiser, which was one of their vehicles. That's sad that I know that.
Yeah, that one made me a little sad.
Yeah. So
it's just like a wheel.
Yeah.
It's just it's so little of it's so little information and you know.
You got this badass Shredder sticker, right?
That's
Shredder
really
in
cool.
all his glory, and
That's
then
really
like
cool.
Here's a tire and 1 foot. This is the Quentin Tarantino piece. That's what it is. Yeah, it's a Quentin. Yeah, the ninjas emerge. All right, that's a cool little card. Gotta see if these are worth anything. The perfect host. I don't like that one. She looks like she's waking up from getting knocked out, drugged. That's not good.
Yeah,
Shredder's like
Shredder put something in that tea.
Yeah. Smash to smithereens. Okay.
Oh.
That's a cool little one.
It all looks like the old cartoon.
Surrounded. Oh, it's the Technodrome.
Yeah, like those little mechanical things.
Yeah. Oh, foot soldiers, turtle threat, and Shredder's head.
I don't remember the
Shredder
cards
looks like
looking
he's eating
this.
his ass, dude. What is this?
A lot of assault going on.
Oh, it's like the origin of them when they were in the ooze stuff in the sewers.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That seems like it would be good.
There's my boy Michelangelo. I love Michelangelo. He had an M belt and Madness at the Zoo. Okay, that's Krang breaking into the zoo.
I recognize those spinny top,
yeah.
pointy top thing.
Oh, that's a Warhawk. So they're about to make Bebop rock steady.
Oh,
wow, these are origin cards, man. That's Splinter when he was in human form.
Oh yeah, Man and his Turtles.
Yeah, there's Krang and Shredder. What the fuck? And then there's Donatello. Water.
Taking
no
a bath?
Yeah. These are some pervy cards, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's sweet. That was like a 2.5 minute video.
Okay. Oh yeah. But
that's pretty funny.
So cool.
I love that one. Water,
Wow.
no problem. He's like in a jacuzzi or something.
Yeah.
Look how old the back looks.
These are, oh my God, these are so old. Continue.
That's really cool. Yeah, you got to look up.
They're in sequence.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it says continue on card number 4. Like they
it tells a
continuous story. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why I stuttered like that.
You're so excited.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're numbered. Look at that.
That's fucking insane. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
Okay, cool. Man, opening packs of cards. That was amazing. But like, as a little kid, when like sports cards and like cards were value, had like the Beckett guide for the value. You know,
dude, my brother had he sold all of his baseball cards at one point, but he had I'm not kidding. This container here that's in front of us is that we open the cards on is probably 2 foot by 3 foot.
Yeah.
My brother probably had about 5 of these full of baseball cards.
Damn.
Full of baseball cards. And it was a lot of, he started collecting in the late 80s, early 90s. So that was prime real estate for a lot of those cards. Yeah. And then my dad was telling me when he was a kid, he bought baseball cards, and his friends, they had gum. They would eat the gum and just toss the cards.
Oh, really?
Or they would use them for their fucking bike spokes and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And then it turns out
like
a lot of these cards are fucking. I don't know about Babe Ruth because that was like way before his time.
Yeah,
but that's a common story even before his generation was young kids that had probably Mickey Mantles or just in some fucking bike spokes.
Wow.
Like it's so we're over there like, oh man, we sold our stocks in Bitcoin, and that was their version of that. Was just like, oh yeah, I had a Babe Ruth, but I wiped my ass with it because I was out of toilet paper or some weird shit. That's insane,
man.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't know. I mean, I've done some dumb things, when it comes to money. But my favorite thing, whenever I feel bad, starting to feel like, oh man, I fucked up. Like, why didn't I invest in Bitcoin, or why didn't I invest in Lionsgate Films, or whatever opportunities I've been given over the years? I like to watch viral videos of people just doing the dumbest thing. And
oh, dude, you ever watch any of the Wall Street Bet YouTube videos?
Wall Street Bet?
Wall Street Bets? Yeah.
No.
So, if you want to ever feel better about yourself, I'm going to tell us both sides of it, but there's ones. Wall Street Bets is a Reddit, a subreddit, a Reddit group.
Yeah.
And it used to be people sharing stock advice and be like, hey, look at this company, and they'd do like their own analysis.
Yeah.
And then it turned into like this, like frat bro thing where everyone does options, and options are like when you're predicting a stock will go up or down.
Yeah.
And you have to pay. It's like basically you buy, and then you're obligated to purchase stock at a certain, without going like too far into it. You could either make a lot of money or lose a lot of money very easily. Yeah. Basically, it's a very risky thing. And a lot of people don't know what they're doing, and the stock market is incredibly unpredictable. Yeah. So there's these stories from Wall Street Bets about people who have made like the worst trades and stuff. And it'll be like they made this, they made purchase this option, and then it'll take you through like the timeline of like the thing, and like it's nuts. That people lose I'll lose I'll have a stock and it'll go down like 1%, and I'm like, damn it, But you have to learn to not look at it. You only I don't know.
Well, they always say that like don't invest. Like if you're a regular person, don't invest unless you have this amount of money to lose.
Well, so there's a way. That's not true. It's true, but it's if you're just a regular person, you don't want to do any work, but you still want to invest. Yeah. You just invest in an S&P 500 ETF, which is an exchange traded fund, which is basically like a mutual fund with a really low fee. Okay. And it's a basket of the top 500 companies in America, the 500 biggest companies, S&P 500.
Oh, okay.
That's what, so people are familiar with that. This is
okay.
like
I've seen it. Yeah.
So you own a very little portion of all 500 companies, which in turn spreads your investment out, diversifies it enough.
Diversifies your stock portfolio.
Yeah, and so it's safe. You know,
Yeah.
like a company could fail, but you have 500 total, so it's one could do well, one could fail. It kind of maintains a homeostasis, if you will.
Gotcha.
Because it's like all ups and downs across the board. Whereas if you invest in one company, you can make a lot of money or lose a lot of money because that, depending on what the company, depending on when you bought it.
Yeah.
If you bought that action figure for $7,
yeah,
you know, or if you bought it at 15, a lot of people buy.
It's kind of a safe bet for stocks, you know.
Yeah,
and you get a little bit of everything. It's kind of like I don't know, going to
it's what retirement funds are based off.
Okay.
In America, like you know, retirement accounts are all portioned up like that.
Gotcha. Damn.
But you could just do that as a regular person. You could just purchase shares of those funds, and if you just did that and bought it little by little, you don't pay attention to the price, nothing. You just bought one when you can, and hopefully it's consistent, like one per month or whatever. You know, you just do that, you'll make money. Like over time, you just make money.
Damn.
But it's boring. People don't like to do it, and it's like takes discipline to be that boring. You know.
Yeah.
It's hard. People want to do something exciting. People get risky, greedy. They want to make a ton of money.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what fucking casinos are for. You know,
they turn it into gambling. You know, and they talk themselves into not.
Yeah.
But you know, if you don't know how to value a company, like if you don't actually know the price of the action figure, if you don't know it's worth $10 for sure.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, but that's the thing, that if you really know what you're doing, you could like actively look for companies, or you could actively look for action figures like you do at the flea market, where you go and you go, this person is selling this thing, they don't even know what it's worth.
Yeah.
You know, the stock market kind of does that. It'll be like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if once you put it that way, I could see myself getting into the stock, because like there's times when I go to thrift stores or whatever, and I'm very patient. I'm not normally patient with a lot of things, but when I have knowledge of certain things, I'm like, okay, you know, and that's where I've gone to thrift stores and I've found like designer things, like, very cheap, you know.
That's like all there is to it, and it's like, you know, but the news is funny. Like the news, imagine there was like news about the flea market, and it was like really like over the top, like one way or the other. So like you saw this price and the action figure was like $7, but there's a newspaper or like a thing. Yeah,
it's me telling a story about that guy.
Fuck that action figure. Like,
fuck that guy. It's only ran by pedophiles.
Yeah. Like the whole thing, you know. But I love that. I feel like that's the only way I could get an advantage because we don't have the, you know, there's too many insider shit.
The type of people that don't want to do stocks but they want to gamble are like the same people that go to a restaurant and are like, I want to try the new thing you guys advertise.
Yeah.
And I'm like, stock investors are like the S&P people are like, let me get this thing that has chicken tenders and mozzarella sticks and the surefire, reliable.
An appetizer platter is like an ETF. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the fattest fucking
thing
I've ever analogy
but
for stock.
I immediately I'm in there. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's funny. I like. It's also like somewhat like how people, you know, obsessively watch sports.
Yeah,
you could follow a company like how there's enough news reporting about all this stuff.
Yeah,
that you could follow stock information or companies or businesses like you follow a sports team.
Well. Going into stocks in comparison to sports teams, fantasy football is kind of the same way. It's
exactly.
you're following news, you're following leads to build your fantasy football team.
Yeah.
And each week you find out, oh my God, so and so's got a knee injury. You take him out, you sell him, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then someone will buy them.
Yeah.
And they're like,
it turns out the knee injury was like it wasn't that big a deal.
It was a fucking bruise. And
yeah.
then next thing you know, you bought this running back who just took you into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So.
Or you bought like a running back that was good and they're no longer producing, or it's like it's the same.
He's 42.
It's just
why is he playing? He's 42. Get rid of him. He's
Brady,
garbage. And then next thing you know, he has 3 Pro Bowl seasons, and then you're like, fuck. Why did I give him? Yeah.
It's funny, and it's hard to talk about investing without seeming either like snobby or boring.
Yeah.
But I think analogies, which I learned from Road Trip, that the smart guy who's like, I just gotta put it into terms, but it's like really very true.
Yeah.
Like if you could just relate the shit. And I do think that the action figure analogy is good. Another thing people do if you're smart, and what buying the action figure at $7 is called value investing, and they refer to the margin from the value it is versus what you buy it, or as a margin of safety. Like if you could, a certain amount, like 40% below the value of it actually is.
Okay.
And that creates like a safety net for like if the company doesn't perform well or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But it's like big enough that it almost doesn't matter. You're
shit.
It's like when Facebook dropped to $88,
Yeah.
You bought it back then. Like it doesn't matter. It just, it's at like $480 now.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're listening and you're fucking paying attention, you might
know how to invest yet, or open it or shop at a flea market.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's good. I think, but also you have to have patience. Like you said, you never know if you sell or whatever. Where are we at? 40 minutes.
Oh, okay. Speaking of crazy and dumb decisions, you sent me a fucking video.
Oh God, that was one of that made me laugh a lot.
He sent me the video. It's probably
it was on Reddit.
Yeah, it's a guy. It's a court case. Apparently, it's a judge, and then he has his representation, his legal representation
in the court
that's trying to get him out of a
driving without a license.
Suspended license. And they Zoom call him, and he's driving.
He's driving, and he goes, I'm on my way to the doctor's office. I'm pulling in right now. I love you stretch out. Like, how would you try to be like, when you're like, I have 2 more minutes of driving, but I'm trying to, he's like, I'm pulling in right now.
Right. He's like, almost like he was singing. And then the judge is like, wait, what are we here for?
Yeah, he's like, I'm looking over your paperwork, and sir, you're here for driving a suspended license. And I love his lawyer freezes, and then the prosecutors start laughing. She puts her head down, starts laughing, and you see he's completely unfazed. He's just like, and then everyone's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Once they tell him like, you're driving,
he's like, you don't have a license, but you were just driving.
And then he gets super quiet. That's the funniest thing.
You can see him trying to process and trying to think of stuff.
That's the husband walking in on a wife cheating type of moment. Like this is like one of those things. Or when I was a kid, it reminded me of my parents tell me, "Don't touch these cookies," And next thing you know, I'm fucking like fist deep in a fucking cookie jar.
Oh,
and it's just like, yeah. That's so funny.
And then he goes, "You were just driving," and the prosecution's like, "That is the charge." They're like adding on, and then he's like, "I'm whatever, bail suspended or whatever he says," and he's like, "Adjourn."
Yeah.
And what probably my favorite moment of the video, the guy goes, "Oh," and he rolls his eyes up, but he makes that he just makes this, oh, he makes that noise, and it's so good. It's so good. What a great video. I was laughing so hard to myself, and I was like, I gotta share that. I was like, Marcus will appreciate this.
I haven't laughed that hard at a video since the there was a lawyer who was in a Zoom call, and he had a cat filter.
Oh yeah, I'm not a cat.
I'm not a cat. I'm a person. but the cat, whatever AI or whatever they use for the cat filter was so like emoted.
Oh,
it emoted like a sad aura. It was the fun. It has matched his sad old man voice.
Oh my god!
God damn it! It was so funny.
I love that. Did you ever see the one where there's like a guy giving an interview and his kid comes into the room on like a walker? He's like a toddler, you know, and he's in like one of those like Explorer, and they're like live on like CNN or something.
Didn't like a nanny come and like scrap
the mom, like I think of the mom or the nanny, and she's like crawling on the ground and dragging him out. Oh my god,
it was just funny seeing that little kid get dragged out. It reminded me like in horror movies, like no,
yeah.
God damn it, dude.
God, Zoom stinks.
Oh, you had it's a weird way to end this episode, but you had quite the morning.
Oh yeah. Should we talk? Well, yeah, I can talk about that. Well, so yeah, we were laying in bed this morning, and last night I was up most of the night because we heard a mystery sound. I was telling you this earlier.
Yeah, it
sounded like someone just broke a window in our house and was breaking in.
It was the spirit of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, just no dun 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 dun. There's no music starter. It was just the
glass break.
And that was, I guess, nothing because we couldn't find anything, and But I was up a good portion of the night, and then so we slept in a little later and got up, and a few minutes after getting up, a guy came to our front door and said he had a cell phone and he had a 911 on the phone. And he was like hyperventilating, and I didn't recognize him. And he said he got out. He's like, he told us a story that him and my neighbor were going cleaning guns and getting ready to go to the gun range, and he tripped over like doggy steps, like by the bed, like dog steps, and that he must have squeezed the trigger, but the gun went off. And he goes, and you have a bullet in your house. And we were like, what?
The fuck?
And we're like, what are you talking about? And
holy shit.
And we're like, that takes you a minute to register. And we're like, because we didn't hear anything. And we think we were in bed when it happened, which thankfully, because we went and looked where it went, and it went through the side of their house, through our fence, then through the side of our house, and then through like across our living room, which you saw.
Yeah. And it went through the wall. It didn't touch any of your furniture.
Yeah. Luckily,
missed crazy. That's insane.
Missed everything, and then. But normally I'm up and back and forth, and our dogs are back and forth, so it's like easily could have been horrific.
Yeah.
But yeah, we like slept in, and then he was like that, and then like the cops came and they did like a whole police report.
Yeah.
And the one cop was really downplaying it. He was like, I told Marcus before, but he was like, yeah, people give guns a bad rap, but and then he went into this like pro-gun, pro-police speech.
Yeah.
And my wife and I were like, we don't give a fuck about that. What are you talking about? We're like, this is like
Harrison Butker, you guys.
Yeah. Who's that?
Okay, so Harrison Butker was he's like the Chiefs kicker that did a commencement speech for these women, and then it was like, "Oh, you ladies are celebrating a good thing, but my wife's greatest feat was being a housewife or something like that."
Oh wow!
Like deviated very hard.
Traditional values, everyone. No, this guy was like, he was really small. He was this short little guy.
Yeah.
And he had like little man syndrome.
Okay.
And he was like,
he's just a little guy.
Yeah, we kept calling him the little guy.
You should send it to his face.
I know, I wanted to.
Actually,
I squared up.
No, because there would have been more bullets in your living room, and they would have gone through you.
I didn't like. not squared up with him like to fight, but I just talking to him.
Yeah.
Standing like facing each other.
Yeah.
And I was just like towering over him.
Oh, that's so funny.
And I'm like average height dude.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I was like, this guy was slight of frame.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's one of those guys that became a cop because of all the bullying.
Oh yeah. It was some. Yeah, you could tell he was like, I don't know, but he was like, yeah. Then like Kelly, who does all the home repairs, she's like good at all that stuff, and I'm terrible. And he's like, yeah, just throw some silicone caulk, and he's looking at me, and he's like, you just put it in there, patch it, sand it, paint it. And it's like we didn't like put a hole in the side of our house like this. It's like I'm gonna have someone fucking fix all this shit. But yeah, so it was pretty wild. I'm glad no one got hurt.
Yeah,
of course. And it's kind of freaky.
Yeah.
You never think of like a bullet flying into your house if you don't live in like a
sketchy neighborhood,
a place where bullets fly.
Yeah, I lived in a neighborhood where bullets were shot. I'm shocked that never happened.
It's crazy, yeah. But
I'm actually glad it never did, because like I grew up with a catastrophizer as I'm not saying that right, but like
I think you are. I know what you mean anyway.
Basically the type of person that like always thinks about the worst possible scenario.
Yeah.
And God forbid if we found out like when we were kids that someone that we knew had a bullet fly through their house.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, we wouldn't have been allowed to do shit, dude. We might as well have just been homeschooled at that point, you know.
The craziest part is this is the second gun incident that happened in that house.
What the fuck?
The first time our neighbor shot his friend, gun accidentally going off, and shot him, and there was all kinds of police. There was like the police guy who's just in a suit and like a badge hanging on a necklace. You know, like in the cop show.
The fucking detective, yeah.
He had the hanging
My
badge
name is
thing.
Detective Johnson.
And he had him like sat across, you know, it was like a whole thing. And it was like an accident. There was no like charges or anything because it was accident.
Yeah.
But that
wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah.
At that time we were like, could you imagine if it shot this way and shot into our house and then
oh fuck.
Yeah, we got to see what it was like.
Woo. Holy shit.
It's pretty wild. I was pretty calm too.
Yeah.
I felt calm for the situation, but
both of you guys actually. I talked to Kelly and
yeah.
I mean, because
she's better now. She was freaked out.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, but even right now, I know people that would have been freaked out for a week.
Yeah,
that would have been like traumatized.
I haven't told my parents yet. I guess so that, and I know my mom's gonna flip out.
Yeah. I guess I just been around gunfire a lot in my life, so it's like
it's weird. Yeah, it's like I'm not like anti-guns, but I'm not a person. I don't like own them or love them or any, you know, so I'm just like indifferent to it.
I've seen what they could do. I mean, I've done gunshot triage on a couple of people. It's fucking, and they were like low caliber. Yeah, and like it was, I mean, blood everywhere, like that type of shit, you know.
Yeah,
so it's insane. Well, did it say what kind of gun and the bullet?
38.
Ooh, I mean, the lady that I dealt with got shot by like a 22. I mean, that's low caliber.
That's 38. That's like the one the mafia used behind the ear. Just the bullet stays in your head.
Yeah, fucking. I love that you know that.
You know that?
Yeah. Oh, that's what got you into stocks. Yeah.
22 behind the ears because it doesn't exit. Yeah, it's less messy.
Yeah. Fucks up the brain, though. Kills it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it kills you.
Yeah.
Just bounce it around in there. Like ding, 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 ding. Yeah. It's like
like a ping pong game.
Yeah,
pinball
like
game.
Pong.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm so thankful that we slept in because if God forbid one of my dogs got shot, I mean, that would have been
sucked. But now I'm like, I've worried for you guys around July 4th. I don't want that guy near fireworks.
I mean, I don't want him near anything. Yeah, I know. Jesus. It worries me, but
wow, that's a fucking way to start a morning. Jesus
wild,
Christ.
Huh?
Yeah, that's a snooze button that you. Some people have snooze buttons. Some people have fucking bullets entering their house at random. Wow,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I've had people knock on my door because they they ran their bike into our house or something like that, or or their football hit our car and they got a dent. But it's like, hey,
I know.
just heads up, the fucking bullet.
It's crazy. Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Is Jonathan Davis in here?
Yeah, dude, that was so funny. Ours looks like a corn video. Yeah. That made me laugh so hard.
What did they do with the bullet show?
Oh, I'm so mad they took it. I wanted to like put it on a little piece of wood and hang it on our bar outside.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's what
they took it because it was technically an investigation or something?
I think originally they were like, there's no crime and blah, blah, blah. But then they came back and they were like, we learned some new information. We're going to take pictures. And then
when something about the gun or something like that?
I think the gun was stolen, he said.
That's probably why.
Yeah, that was the thing. And I told you this, but the cop, little man.
Yeah.
He goes, oh yeah, by the way, that gun was stolen.
Piece of shit.
And he goes, but not like illegally stolen. The guy said that his friend's son lent it to him and said he could keep it. And anyway, that guy's dead now. So it sounds legit. And I'm staring at him like, are you fucking kidding me? Like if you have a stolen gun and you're just like, oh no, someone gave that to me. And the cops are like, oh, okay, cool. And I know like guns are passed around and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm realistic about it. You know, I know it's not. But he was just so blasé about it. And I was like, all right, well, nothing's getting done.
Jesus.
It was crazy.
It's almost lunchtime. What do you want from me?
Oh, no.
Fuck. That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well, that about wraps it.
Firing off your gun into your neighbor's house is kind of dumb.
It's not fun to be shot at.
Yeah, but it's cool to be foolish.
Hell yeah.